Alright everybody, welcome back to the Menagerie and welcome back to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords. We missed a couple days, and I'm sorry for the lack of episodes lately. But you know, we're back. So, and we're gonna continue exactly where we left off. You can see everything's exactly how it was. Yeah. So, how do you feel about a lot of talking in this episode? There's going to be a lot of dialogue. Very dialogue heavy episode. Let me move my mouse out of the way. I don't know how long I want that bit to go on for, but I did replay the game from the beginning. Because I lost a couple videos worth of...
Statement. We have arrived too late. The target has evaded us. We must pursue it. Observation. They have likely escaped aboard the orbital shuttle that has been docked here. The bay control computer likely will have a record of their departure. Query. Have you discovered anything about the shuttle's course? Answer. I have managed to track the shuttle's movement across the shield network. However, the shield network does not stretch over the polar region, which was the shuttle's apparent destination. Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again.
Why can't these droids just leave us alone, you know?
Well, this can't be any worse than last time. So that's the hole in the shield network, huh? Doesn't look like much to me.
But yeah, I lost a couple episodes, a couple videos, and I accidentally saved over my progress, so I couldn't go back and re-record them. So logically, the only thing I could do was replay the entire game from the beginning all over again.
You've got to be kidding me. It's not my fault.
Which is what I did. That's why I'm wearing different clothes. I did delete that mod that, I did delete the mod that gave me too many feats and made me a little overpowered. But if you... I'm still very overpowered. Because I found a fun mod that redoes the,
Egotistic praise. An excellent shot, even with the prevailing winds. I couldn't have done it better myself. Field assessment. I picked up on the heat forms of the Jedi and their allies. Activate the mines and prime the self-destruct sequences. Relieved statement. Oh, Jedi, it is good to see you intact. We were concerned that shooting down your shuttle would damage you irreparably. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities.
So yeah, if you don't think I'm overpowered this time, I am very much overpowered, but just in a different way. I'll show you when we get out of combat and talking and stuff here. I don't have anything to say to them, honestly. So I found I deleted the feats mods, the mod that gave me 3 feats every level, so now I get just 1 feat every level. It's not even every level, I get 1 feat like every other level or something like that, like you would in vanilla. But I found a mod that reskins the minor gear, and I kind of like how it looks. So I downloaded that mod, and that's what we're using.
This shall not stop us for long.
Good job, Freya.
Let us end this.
Systems failing, Master.
Whenever we get done with this, I'll show you what
Systems failing, Master.
my character's stats are like now. We did it. Control cluster, nice. I think I might already have a control cluster, but if I don't. So real quick, I want to show you my light side's not as high as it was because I in the rush to get here I might have said a couple of dark side things. My bad. So if we look over at my stats here, you know, dexterity 23, constitution 19, intelligence 16, wisdom 17, charisma 16. You know, those are a bit higher than you would normally be around level 12, I'll be honest. Fortitude of 12, reflex 15, and will of 19. The will is on standard. That's on par for how for this level. That's about it though. They were a bit higher than usual, you know, 23 for dexterity. That's a bit higher than it would be. So this stuff is called the exile armor. You know, it's got some pretty oh no, the music just stopped out of nowhere. It's got some pretty high stats, I would say. I mean, defense of 6, that's pretty high. Dexterity plus 4. I regenerate 3 points and 2 points of force, and it also gives me stealth run and survival. You know, also for some reason, instead of 1 exile armband, which of course pretty much ups all of my stats plus 1, some weird reason I was given 2 exile armbands. So now we've got, you know, everything else is vanilla, all this stuff. I decided to get a bit more stealth. I don't know why I decided to give my character so much stealth. Also, I'm using different blasters. I managed to save up and get the Onasi blasters that we saw at Citadel Station. So, I have 2 Onasi blasters. So yeah. I'm still playing on hard mode. So it's still very hard, and I still have died a lot of times. Oh hey, look, there's Bayo. Yeah, he's knocked out. I guess we'll just leave him behind. Also, for force powers, the only offensive power I have right now is the lightning. Instead, I got burst of speed, force aura, and then healing as well as revitalize. I decided that it would be best to make my character. Also, we are literally just leaving him there in the cold to die. But thankfully, somebody's gonna pick him up, you know. I decided to make my character more like kind of jack of all tradesy because well, we will be getting more force users that aren't Kreia here in a bit. So, you know.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
It's ready to go.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is
He's
a
very
Jedi
intelligent.
Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What? What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah, with the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah, and there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If she is a Jedi, she will forgive. And if she is not, she will not care.
You can't tell her. Please. I'm asking you. I don't want her to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this woman we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve her until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scowl like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Djarik can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
Aren't we all murderers, though? What makes him any different than you, Kreia? I was gonna make a joke about Atten being transmask, but the murderer thing was the first thing in my head. Well, actually, the transmask joke was, but it's not really a joke. He just is. And anybody who says otherwise is wrong.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why? Your concern is noted. Your friends have not been harmed. They have been detained for their safety. I find it unusual that you are traveling with others again. I had thought you had forsaken the company of others after the war. Or is that why you are here? Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years ago? Are you finally willing to admit that we were right to cast you out? You and all the Jedi who followed Revan caused the Jedi Civil War. It was because the need to wage war burned within you. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled. There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget.
It's my lightsaber.
I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order. Become a Jedi again? That is a thing far out of reach. But I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice. So your choice was to meet the aggression of the Mandalorians with more aggression. That is not the Jedi way. Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war, and it sent a terrible echo through you. And because of it, you and those Jedi who met them on the battlefield lost their way, and you turned on us. Of course I was. But the Jedi teachings require we examine how we may best help them. Action without reflection is not our way. There was no guarantee that marching to war would have saved the Outer Rim. In fact, quite the opposite. A physical victory, perhaps, but the real victory lay in... You do not know... How dare you? The Mandalorian Wars should have been your grave, and Malachor 5 is where you should have died.
Threatening me with my own lightsaber.
What? What do you mean? You were wrong, just as you were when you defied the Council. I tire of fighting with you. You lust for war, and you always will, and you have succeeded in distracting me from my questions. So answer me. If you cannot seem to admit the Council was correct, then why are you here?
I think you can fight. Yeah, I think you can fight her. I don't know. I've never tried. She's got your lightsaber, plus she's got her own lightsaber. It just doesn't sound like it would be a good... Also, I've actually never played this game in a dark side route, so I don't... I assume it would get you a lot of dark side points, though.
Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
Actually, it's technically not my ship. You're correct, but... Well, you know.
Ah, an accident. Something beyond your control. You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done? No, your crime is much more than that. Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds. Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime. So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will, but when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it.
Actually, I don't know if you can talk her into giving your lightsaber back. I've never been able to do it. It would be really cool if there was a way, but I've never seen it, so you probably can't.
The Sith? What do you mean? You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. And you encountered them on Paragus. But what would they want there? They can't have been looking for you. There are no more Jedi, except I. Like you, they turned from the Order, and now only I remain. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here. You offer your aid after turning your back on me, on the Council. The Jedi is not something you embrace out of fear. The commitment is stronger than that, something you never seem to understand. Perhaps. But if you help me, it cannot be done from here. There are others in the galaxy who may help us against a Sith threat. If you can find them, gain their trust, perhaps our defenses shall be stronger for it. Take your ship, seek them out. If you find them, encourage them to gather on Dantooine. From there, we can call a council and see what can be done. Then I shall send you on your way. It is now time for you to depart.
I want my
Shall release
lightsaber.
your mistress.
Please?
Come with us.
Not even like a fraction of my lightsaber? You could cut it in half. I'm sure it would still
Are you
work.
all right, mistress?
The exile reminded me of something I had forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask. The exile. I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Was she important to you once?
We all have our heroes, and when we watch them fall, we die inside. She made a choice once, and I did not. The day we judged her, I stood in the chamber, and she was so right. She was so certain of it. I doubted myself, but not now. She will never make me doubt myself again. But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
Where am I gonna find another silver lightsaber like that? I guess maybe in like 1,000 years from now when Starkiller has one, but it's a long time. I don't think I'm gonna live that long. So yeah, that was talking with Atris. It took up a lot of time. That can go even longer too if you exhaust like every dialogue option she has. But other than what she already talked to us about, there's really not much more she can tell us. That, you know, is important.
Did you find what you came for? There was something from your past here, something unresolved. I feel we did not come to this place by chance. You were led here. This woman who resides here, she did something to you once, something that hangs upon you still. I see it now. The act has left its marks. Be warned, unresolved events from our past can create wounds in the present and the future. And more importantly, they can distract you, weaken you. It could prove fatal against the enemies we face. There is a Jedi here, perhaps, in that you are correct. Yet there are no students, and this woman, this Atris, surrounds herself with those who cannot feel the Force. Curious.
I'm not gonna make the same joke twice.
Plans are fragile things, and life often dashes expectations to the ground. Perhaps students will come to her in time. For now, she is surrounded by those who cannot feel the Force. Very well. Let us depart. He's only sleeping. It seems the journey here has fatigued him.
Sure.
I am sorry, General. I must have lost consciousness in the crash.
It's okay. We left you in the snow to die. You're lucky the handmaidens got you, 'cause you probably would have died out there, honestly.
I'm fine, General. Even power has been restored to my arm. What is this place? Where are we? This must be where I had detected the energy readings before, and the drain to the restoration shields. This room, this place, it looks part of a huge polar irrigation system, possibly planet-wide, like the one on Coruscant. I'd been told by the Republic that it was not in use.
Really just ASMRing at me real hard.
I am, General. If you wish, I may travel with you, or join you at the ship. Very well, General.
You know which ones I'm gonna pick? Yep. Hey. Okay, now we just gotta make our way out of here. There is a lot of stuff you can loot, a lot of things you can look around at. A lot of handmaidens. None of them have anything very important to say if you talk to them, except for one here who, well, she's different because she's got her hood down. That's how you can tell that she's an important character.
You are the exile, the one Atris warned us about.
That's me.
She said you betrayed the Jedi by going to war when it was forbidden to you. You turned on your masters, your teachings, and yourself.
I'm just like a sister to her.
That is not all she says. She says you know nothing of loyalty to any cause except your own animal instincts, and she told us why you fell to the dark side. Atris says that you fell to the dark side in the Mandalorian Wars when you gave in to your lust for battle. Once you tasted war, you could not give it up. Atris says when the Dark Lord Revan returned to the Republic, you did not march with him because you had fallen so far you could no longer feel the Force. So it was a matter of choice then. If Atris has erred in her evaluation of your motivations, it might be best to inform her.
I don't think she's gonna listen to me.
I believe that is the extent of her expressed feelings toward you. There are variations at times, but all rise from the same foundation. Yes, it is difficult sometimes for others to truly speak their heart or listen to it. The words often prove difficult, or they do not come at all. Without having seen you and Atris fight, I cannot say. Battle is a pure form of expression. It is heart and discipline, reduced to movement and motion. Perhaps it may prove truer than conversing with words. In battle, the words are swept away, giving way to actions. Mercy, sacrifice, anger, fear. These are pure moments of expression.
I'll be going.
Before you go, Exile, question for you, if I may ask it. You have touched the Force. What does it feel like? Please, I wish to know. I see. Thank you, Exile. I appreciate you sharing your knowledge with me.
The Handmaiden, if you're playing a male exile, she'll join your crew as a companion, and she's a really good companion. I like her a lot. She's probably one of my more favorite characters in the game. It sucks that she's locked behind playing a male character because that's lame and boring, and who wants to do that? Who wants to be a man? Really not me. We'll meet. You get a different character. I will spoil it. You can teach her the Force, and you can make her a Jedi or a Sith. We'll meet her female exile. I don't know. I wouldn't call it him a replacement. We'll meet the female exile version of her, basically. Probably in the next episode. I wanna say the next episode. Probably. Maybe. It depends. Anyway, she's really cool. I like her a lot. It sucks that she's gated behind what gender you play as. But you know, it was 2004, so was a thing back then. Also, yeah, I got burst of speed. It's gonna really mess with the camera. I probably shouldn't have even done it. Burst of speed's really good, especially if you want to like speed through the game, speed through Paragus. But it does mess up your camera. You get a jittery camera.
Well, if it isn't the one who stole the Ebonhawk. Not so smug now, are you, you little thief?
It is unlikely the droid stole the vessel.
Says you.
Is this your droid? It looks badly damaged. Dissect it.
I don't have any repair. I don't know why I chose that option. Imagine T3 does have a lot of very valuable information. Being as old as T3 is. And you know, the fact that T3 traveled with Revan in the first game. I imagine there's a lot of valuable information about Revan in there. Yeah, they did give me my blasters back. I should this one is the one we put in our main hand, and this is the offhand one. There we go. So this episode, that's pretty much everything we've done here. You can talk to the handmaidens, you can loot some stuff, but it's really, you can't go interact with Atris. That place is locked. There's no way to get in there. That's pretty much everything you can do here. I will say, and it'll say it right about when I get close. There you go. Yes. Step away. Once you board the Ebonhawk, you will never be able to come back here. This is the... Well, it is a little misleading. You will come back here, but at the very, very end of the game. So, until the very end of the game, when you're locked in the finale, you will not be allowed to come back here, like, at all. So, you know, if you didn't talk to everyone you wanted to talk to, if you didn't loot everything you wanted to loot, I recommend doing that now. Otherwise, you're free to go. And I'm gonna go as well. I decided to employ a new saving strategy. What are we at? 16? There you go. Yeah, I employed a new saving strategy to make sure I can't mess it up again. And we're gonna save at slot 16 and we're gonna call it good. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry it took so long to get this one out, but well, I mean, I replayed the entirety of the game all the way up to this point again. It only took me a couple hours, but still, you know. Also there was some health stuff that happened, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Anyways, we're gonna end off here. All right, goodbye.